Hello, Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will understand about the vitamin B6. It is also known as the PLP. And the vitamin B6 and its derivatives, the pyridoxal 5-phosphate PLP, are essential to our 100 enzymes mostly involved in protein metabolism. So in this way, this is a lot of enzymes required this vitamin B6 as a coenzyme for work normally. If the vitamin B6 deficiency will lead to pellagra. But anyhow, the metabolism of the hemoglobin, biosynthesis of amino acid and fatty acid metabolism is possible. In this way, when decreased, this vitamin B6 will lead to normal function disrupt. Anyhow, let's understand about it. It is present in the egg, meat, beef, like pork, as well as chicken and other food. 1.3 milligram per day is required for individual, and in this way, when absorbed into the blood circulatory system after the digestion, the pyridoxal, and pyridoxamine are produced, which that convert into the pyridoxal phosphate is the active pyridoxal 5 phosphate is the active vitamin B6 PLP. This function of the pyridoxal 5 phosphate we will discuss first. The PLP dependent enzymes, a lot of families we will discuss now. Basically the PLP dependent enzyme can be a aspartate aminotransferase family and tryptophan synthase family. Aspartate aminotransferase family, again I am saying, and tryptophan synthase family, and the alanine racemase family, and D amino acid aminotransferase family, glycogen phosphorylase family also. Let's understand about the hemoglobin biosynthesis. So the hemoglobin is the important molecule which that capture the oxygen and carbon dioxide for the exhalation and inhalation in the blood. So in this way the aerobic respiration can be possible. In the blood circulatory system the RBC is present, contain a hemoglobin. That is why it show the red color when oxidize with the oxygen and reduce with the oxygen. So the PLP paradoxal is also picked to drop oxygen, and the deficiency of vitamin B6 cause homocystic anemia. And in this way, the iron is the central part of the hemoglobin. That is why it is known as the heme. Anyhow, the glycogenolysis also occur, the breakdown of the glycogen to produce more glucose during the fasting time. In this way, during the fasting time, you should consume the vitamin B6 too much. And in this way, the glycogen single branch will be break down with a 1 by 1 molecule through glucose 6 phosphate in the presence of the glucose phosphorylase enzyme with the coenzyme PLP, vitamin B6. And in this way, the ATP is dependent. So the ATP dependent reaction to produce glucose 6 phosphate to convert simple sugar by the mechanism. And in this way, the dephosphorylase enzymes will lead to enter the blood glucose glucose into the blood will lead to hyperglycemia during the fasting time. That is why the glucose recovery through glycogenolysis can be possible. Anyhow, the gluconeogenesis can also occur due to the amino acid breakdown in the liver, is known as the proteolysis. To produce in the presence of enzyme with a PLP will lead to gluconeogenesis to produce glucose, and this glucose metabolism and homeostasis can be possible due to the gluconeogenesis. Whenever you will go into the ketogenic diet, it will also initial time to produce glucose. While going on to produce ketones, it is different topic. The nervous system also involved to synthesis of certain type of neurotransmitter through vitamin B6. In this way, like aromatic levoamino acid and decarboxylase enzyme with the PLP combined as a coenzyme to produce the tryptophan and the L3,4-dihydroxyphenylalanine, L-DOPA. These two type of the product will produce and ultimately convert into the serotonin and dopamine. Serotonin is the happiness and calmness response, while the dopamine is the reward response. neurotransmitter will trigger the reward, and in this way it will interact with the nervous system and release to bind another neuron to give the stimulation. While the PLP with as a coenzyme will work for the histamine production, GABA and glutamate. Histamine is used for the response of the inflammation and release the neurotransmitter as a histamine bind with a specific cell and will lead to vasodilation, the permeability of the blood vessel as well as other type. On the other hand, the GABA is the inhibitory neurotransmitter and the glutamate is the stimulatory neurotransmitter. While the hormone function is the lipid soluble hormone like steroids, estrogen, testosterone, and cortisol, as well as progesterone, will directly enter into the cell, into the cytoplasm, bind with the nuclear receptor. With the PLP is the helper, is a coenzyme will work to become a transcription factor, and in this way the transcription factor will bind with the DNA will lead to PLP bind, and in this the PLP could interact with the RIP140 and NRIP1 repressor for nuclear receptor, and in this way the transcription to translation to produce certain type of protein, and that protein can be on the basis of stress response like the actin and myosin breakdown during the exercise. During the recovery time it will be translated, and in this way that is why the testosterone is important for the synthesis of actin and myosin to build muscle. Nucleic acid synthesis through folate is the dihydrofolate converted into the trihydrofolate in the presence of the dihydrofolate reductase enzyme, and in this way the serine will convert into the glycine by the trihydrofolate, and in this way the vitamin B6 is involved for it to convert this serine into the glycine, and in this way the 5,10 methylene trihydrofolate formation, and this will again convert into the folate when the DUMP convert into the DTMP and the thymidylate synthase enzyme to produce the, in this way the synthesis of the nucleic acid will be possible, and that is why this is the folate metabolism, and the nucleic acid synthesis can be possible through vitamin B6. Let's understand about the tryptophan kynurenine metabolic pathway. In this way the tryptophan will convert into the kynurenine, and in this way the indolamine 2,3 dioxygenase enzyme used and the tryptophan 2,3 dioxygenase enzyme used to produce this tryptophan into the kynurenine. This kynurenine is basically convert further the 3-hydroxykynurenine, and this 3-hydroxykynurenine with the kynurenine ase enzyme used to produce 3-hydroxyanthranoelic acid. This 3-hydroxyanthranoelic acid to produce quinolinic acid and the nicotinamide conversion and AD+. While this is the 3-hydroxykynurenine convert with the kynurenase enzyme to vitamin B6 to produce anthranilic acid, and in this way the metabolism will occur. NAD plus is very important. This production will increase the Krebs cycle, electron transport chain and ATP, and in this way the energy production. That is why it is the metabolic energy production process. In this way the ATP produced. Blood test and urine identification can be show the vitamin B deficiency or normal, because the kynurenine acid will release into the urine, excretion and blood. Deficiency will lead to cause pellagra. Pellagra is the inflammation in the mouth, rashes will occur, etc. Deficiency of vitamin B6 will lead to metabolism disrupt and other vitamin metabolism, and seizures will occur, neurological symptoms, irritability and confusion, depression, inflammation and ulcer of skin as well as pellagra. This all things basically you should need to understand. The vitamin B6 produce ATP, glycogenolysis, gluconeogenesis, hemoglobin biosynthesis, hormone function well, and in this way the muscle growth due to the protein synthesis, nucleic acid synthesis. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. For this time, bye.